Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Sagittarius and Gemini on Wednesdays. Also, for those of you guys who are interested, the deck that I'm using today is called the Wisdom Seekers Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description below. Also, just as a final heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them, however, I usually don't take them unless they jump out like these cards have. And the goal is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your overall energy. Alright, Sagittarius, so I'm just going to take this time to remind you guys that if you enjoy the video or if the reading resonates for you guys, the best way for me to know is for you guys to drop a like or a comment. I really like knowing if these readings resonate for you guys, and I love reading your stories or whatever you're comfortable sharing in the comments. But your overall energy here is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands to me is a very powerful energy to have, just because it's sort of my worth fighting for card, right? So I feel like you guys have really been doing a lot of introspection recently and a lot of sort of thinking and evaluating, weighing out your options. I'm looking at the Two of Swords over here, which also talks about weighing out your options. I do want to bring up the fact that the Two of Swords is in reverse, so that to me is usually after you've already done the process of weighing out your options, right? But sort of moving back to the Seven of Wands energy, you're in that process where you've really thought about it long and hard, and you've decided that whatever situation you find yourself in is worth fighting for. There is some aspect that you want to maintain or salvage out of this situation, so you're choosing to move forward in a way where you are protecting the outcome of your situation. You're not moving forward with reckless abandon. I feel like you guys are doing a lot of sort of this programmed, very calculated movement forward because you care so much about the outcome, right? Because I'm getting that this is certainly something that is valuable to you. And I'm looking at sort of this energy over here. The Four of Cups in reverse, to me, talks about contentment and happiness, right? So when we see the Four of Cups in the upright, it's sort of this feeling of discontentment and not being satisfied with what you have. And I'm getting in particular for you guys, it has a lot to do with your materials around you. I feel like even just like up until now, recently, you guys have been a little bit not quite the happiest with perhaps your material possessions, but you're entering a period now where that feeling of discontentment and dissatisfaction is in reverse, right? So you're entering a period where you feel very content, where you feel very satisfied, and you feel very happy about the things that you have in your life. And I feel like not just the physical material objects, but also your love situations with this Page of Cups and the Nine of Cups, and probably work as well. Pretty much anything that you have a goal attached to is really starting to pan out for you guys, because I'm looking at this Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups to me is the wish fulfillment card, right? Oftentimes when somebody comes forth with a question and the Nine of Cups appears, it's pretty much a positive yes every time, right? So I feel like if you guys are wondering about, oh, well, I got like some kind of advancement in my job, will this relationship with this person pan out? Like I'm getting that all those things are a positive, resounding yes. especially since we have this Nine of Cups energy combined with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is very powerful because whenever I see it in the upright, I feel like you're entering a period right now where you are sort of going from the downswing of the wheel into the upswing. So I feel like a lot of you guys, even just until recently, have been suffering a lot of setbacks, possibly a lot of sort of negative energy, a lot of this feeling of things aren't going my way. And unfortunately, that's the downswing of the Wheel of Fortune. But you're entering this upswing in tandem here with the Nine of Cups. So I feel like whatever you really put your mind to right now is going to really flourish and really. I'm getting like almost the imagery of like a garden that's filled with life and sort of fauna and forest. So I'm getting it like almost whatever you touch turns to gold here, but I feel like even more than just gold, it turns into life. You have like whatever it is that you're touching is basically flourishing, right? And I feel like that in part is due to all this time that you spent really perfecting your game plan. Because I'm looking at this Two of Swords card here, and the Two of Swords oftentimes talks about stalemates and indecision and not moving forward, sitting around and weighing out your options, sort of this analysis paralysis energy. And, you know, I feel like that's not an energy that you guys are very comfortable in. You know, oftentimes you like to see things happen and you like to move forward and you like to leave your impact. But the Two of Swords in reverse feels very much like that energy that you guys are so comfortable in, right? So I feel like you're moving out of this period of indecision and indecisiveness into this very decisive, powerful energy where you're able to make these decisions and you're able to make these things happen and you're able to do it well. Like with this Wheel of Fortune, with the Nine of Cups, like it's just all looking like it's gonna pan out. And I haven't even touched on this Six of Wands, which is literally the victory card. So I feel like a lot of you guys are gonna see everything just pan out the way you expected it to. In fact, scratch that, things are gonna turn out even better than you expected them to. And I'm getting that, like, I was talking about goals, and that seems to be a very popular recurring theme today with this Seven of Wands and the Six of Cups. I feel very much like it's goal energy, and I feel like part of your goal energy here is the Ten of Cups, right? And I feel like you guys were aligned on a path where you want it, like one of your main goals is to have this sort of happy environment for your house. So the Ten of Pentacles to me, and in fact, now that I'm remembering, I may have actually called it the Ten of Cups, right? And the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups are very similar in the fact that one brings with it material abundance and stability, whereas the other one brings emotional abundance and stability and like emotional fulfillment, as well as that stability. So I feel like you really are, even though the Ten of Cups isn't here, like there's enough Cups energy for me to feel like it's also one of your goals. And I feel like you guys are really aiming for this ideal sort of home, right? I feel like whatever that looks like to you, because some people like want to have the house with the white picket fence with the dogs and 2 kids or whatever, and some people don't want kids, some people don't want pets, some people don't want a house, right? And it just, whatever that looks like to you, whatever your perfect ideal home looks like to you is what you're after. And notice that the Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. So I feel like whatever path that you were currently or previously aligned to was going to lead down a path where you weren't able to sort of manifest and really fulfill this Ten of Pentacles energy. But you have the Eight of Cups. What does the Eight of Cups mean? The Eight of Cups is walking away. So I feel like you're walking away from anything in your life right now that is not aligning you to your goals, right? So we have the victory, we have the wish fulfillment, and we have the abundance and blessings coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. So like if there's even anything with the hint or even remote resemblance of not good for you, it's being not even just removed from your life, like obliterated from your life. Like whatever your life plan or your life goal is, there is no room for failure now. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that you're just so going to be so packed with fulfillment and success that you're really moving into super powerful energy here. And the Princess of Cups here, it's very interesting. For some of you, it may very well be some kind of a love proposal, because the Cups brings forth emotions, whereas the Page or Princess brings forth a message. So you're going to receive some kind of an emotional message. And usually what that feels like to me is a proposal or an apology of some kind. But in this particular instance, it doesn't feel limited to those two things. I think that a lot of you guys are going to receive some kind of a letter from an acquaintance or a friend or something where they just speak flowers of you. And for some of you, it might even be a letter of recommendation, I feel. But certainly I'm getting this energy of like somebody really just telling what they think of you, and it's beautiful and it's so nice and so sweet. And I feel like there's somebody who really thinks the world of you and wants you to know that. And it feels like a very emotional message, a very sort of like intimate, like, I care about you. And not even in a romantic way. It could very well be platonic for a lot of you, but I feel like it's the kind of message that really makes you feel like, you know, all of these hard nights, all of the sacrifice, especially here with the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands is, when there's something worth fighting for, oftentimes that comes with sacrifice. I feel like it's going to be an energy of letting you know that it's been worth it all along, especially with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, like, I know I keep talking about them, but that's just such a powerful energy to have that it bears repeating. So, like, I feel like that's enough said at this point. You're going to see so much victory and so much success that it's not even funny. Whatever you touch is going to turn to gold, and whatever you set your mind to is going to be fulfilled to the absolute maximum. But that was your reading first time around, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Sagittarius on Wednesdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.